Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Anne, and today I'm gonna be doing a video that has been highly requested. It's one of the part one is one of the first videos I did on my YouTube channel, and I remember I had about 30 subscribers when I did the part one of this, and it literally blew up and I got tons of subscribers because of that video as well. So that video is very meaningful to me. So the video I'm doing today is BTS member Jungkook's Love Life. I'm sorry for butchering the name. Love Life for 2021 as a whole. This is not gonna be a 6-month series or anything. It's just gonna be a whole month, whole year. But I might do a part 2 or part 3, whatever you want to call it, after 6 or 7 months to kind of touch up on what's happening or what's coming. And yeah, this is a part 2 of BTS member Jungkook's Love Life in 2021. So yeah, before I start with the video, I do want to kind of give a disclaimer and say some things. A lot of people actually requested me to do espouse readings, like what is her personality like, how does she look, is she a foreigner or is she South Korean? And the video idea seems nice, honestly, and I have seen a lot of videos like that on YouTube as well, but I won't be doing that literally in this moment, in this time, because I just don't feel connected to kind of pull cards and kind of make up a person, because it just doesn't feel right to me. Plus, as I'm doing this, I'm also kind of assuming that he's into girls, because the most of the videos I have seen, it's oh, she has long hair, she has brown eyes, or this and that, and it's I don't know him as a person, I don't know his sexuality either, so I just don't feel connected to kind of base my opinions and make up a person. So I don't want to do it at the moment. Maybe in the future I might kind of do it in a more neutral manner, but I won't be kind of touching up on things oh, her personality is kind of this, she's gonna look like this, she is gonna be a foreigner. I don't want to do an espouse reading like that. Maybe in the future on how his married life is gonna be, I might do that type of stuff, but very neutral type of things, because I don't want to kind of touch up on specific things, because that's very bad. I'm assuming, I'm making up a person, I'm also kind of invading someone's private life. In that sector, I don't want to do that. But this is a very generalized reading, kind of give fans some entertainment, and I also want everyone to take this as a source of entertainment, not anything personally or directly, and kind of take this as something very important and kind of base your opinions on that. This is just for entertainment purposes only because of the fact that K-pop artists are very private about their love life. So this is just for that purpose, what's gonna happen or what's coming. Unlike Western artists, K-pop artists are very private about their love life, and because of that, fans are always kind of curious, and that's why I'm kind of doing this in a very generalized manner. So yeah, without further ado, let's start with the reading. Before I do start, I also want to say that if you want to book a personal reading with me, all the prices and all the links are going to be in the description box down below. So yeah, let's start with the reading. I also have some oracle cards and some romance angels here as well. I might be pulling them at the end to kind of summarize the reading. And the deck I'm using today is the Steampunk Tarot deck. So let's start with the reading. Alright, so let's start with the readings. I hope everyone likes my new setup. This is actually the first time I'm doing in this setup, and I also hope the camera quality is better because I'm using a different quality camera as well. Shout out to my best friend for saying this is gonna be really good, so you know what, I'm doing this. And yeah, let's start with the reading. Again, this is gonna be a very generalized reading. I'm not doing anything specific oh, 6 months or 7 months from now. This is gonna be kind of what's happening in his love life, what's coming in for him the whole year. I might do kind of a part 2 or a part 3 in 6 months or 7 months from now, but for now this is kind of the whole year. I will be pulling 12 cards in the beginning, and then if I need more cards, I'll pull more cards. And again, the deck I'm using today is the Steampunk Tarot deck. I also have some Romance Angels and the Monology Tarot Oracle decks to kind of summarize if I need them. Alright, so without further ado, let's start with the reading. If you do want to book a personal reading with me, all the prices and all the links are going to be in the description box down below. So yeah, let's start. I also have shuffled the cards prior to recording, but I'll be shuffling them a couple of times and then we can start with the reading. Okay, this 3 cards wanted to come out. The first card is the Hanged Man, King of Swords, Page of Swords. Alright, so let's pull some cards. The Queen of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. The cards are very slippery, guys. I'm very sorry about that. 9 of Swords, the Lover's card, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, 8 of Wands, and the overall energy is the 4 of Swords. Okay, so one thing I notice here is the element I see here is swords. So swords kind of like signify air energy. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. If I'm not mistaken, Jungkook is a Virgo. That's an earth sign. So he could be dealing with someone who is potentially an air sign, but that's kind of for later part. What I see in the beginning that is happening right now, or like happened in January, and it's kind of like progressing at the moment, is I think there isn't that much momentum in his love life at the moment. It almost kind of feels like he's kind of like in a stuck zone. Like if he was seeing someone, or if he is currently seeing someone, that connection kind of like almost feels like it's at like a very standstill energy. It's not moving forward, it's not going backwards either. It's kind of like just stuck there. And I think Jungkook is like behind the scenes kind of like focusing on his career a lot, kind of like making music, or kind of like making a lot of like, I guess, appearances on TV shows, whatever you want to say. So I feel like one of his biggest focus is definitely to kind of like work. So I feel like maybe because of that there isn't like a proper momentum in his love life, because he has been kind of like maybe busy, kind of like doing a lot of things behind the scenes, or kind of like, I guess, producing, appearing on things. He has been doing a lot of all those things, and hence maybe because of his work, and maybe because of the pandemic as well, there isn't like a proper momentum with them. Or like, you know, maybe not seeing eye to eye, or maybe going on that much dates is one of the first things I kind of like see here. Yeah, I feel like maybe the pandemic, or like maybe not being able to kind of like go on proper dates could be something here as well. And kind of like him focusing on his activities as well is something that's kind of like making, if he's in a connection, making this connection kind of like at a standstill. The other thing is, like I said, I don't know if he's dating someone or not. So if he's not dating someone, I feel like he's kind of like in this energy where he's almost kind of like trying not to kind of like see someone at the moment, or doesn't know what is it that he wants out of a connection. With the Hanged Man, it's kind of like a very kind of like stuck, kind of like doesn't know what is it that this person is hoping for. So with this card here, I feel like it's kind of like saying that if he is not, I guess, dating someone, or kind of like seeing someone, or just in a connection with someone, it's kind of saying that I feel like maybe he doesn't know what is it that he's hoping, or what is it that he's kind of like looking out of a connection, or what is it that he wants out of a connection. And hence he's kind of like very much focused on his work to kind of like I guess kind of like have a change of mind, or kind of like a change of energy, and hence he's kind of like very much focused on his work. So that's kind of like the two ways this can go. If he's seeing someone, or if he's in a connection with someone, I'm kind of like seeing that because of work, and like maybe, I guess, not being able to see each other eye to eye, it's kind of like at a standstill, and it's not moving anywhere. It's just kind of like there isn't any passionate energy. It's a bit more, I guess, we're just in this connection type of vibe. if he's not seeing someone, I kind of like see him very much focused on his work, kind of like, you know, almost cutting like relationships off or not being able to focus on it that much, because a part of him doesn't know what is it that he is desiring or what is it that he should chase after. All right, moving on to the second row. This is when like there is a slight bit of like momentum. I feel like one thing I have to say here is like if he's dating someone or if he's in a connection with someone, it's a very up and down connection. Like there are some good moments there, there are some like very passionate, very like, you know, solid moments there, right? And then there are other days or other moments where it's like it almost feels like maybe they're arguing a lot, or maybe they're not on the best terms, like the bestest terms. In the second row, you have the Queen of Wands and Six of Pentacles. Once again, I think maybe he could be kind of like maybe making a lot of appearances, obviously online, but maybe making a lot of appearances on like different country shows. Like maybe one day he's kind of like doing a show for Philippines and the next day it's probably Indonesia or something. So it's kind of like I see a bit of like I guess work related things that he's like very much focused on. In terms of like this connection, I think in this connection, like there are some moments where it's like very balanced, like I said, like they're like eye to eye, they're kind of like spending a lot of time together. It has like that stability and that kind of like passionate energy here as well. But then there are other moments where it's like they're kind of like maybe arguing a lot, or maybe they're not, I guess, compromising with each other's, I guess, work or things. So there is like this kind of like anxiety based energy here as well. So that's kind of like the first 6 cards. It's like very up and down. If he is in a connection, like I said, it's gonna be very up and down. There are some moments where it's like very positive, but his work or maybe her work, his or her work is kind of like coming into play. And then there are other moments and like where it's like really positive and it's really balanced. But nonetheless, I do see this guy very much focused on his work, kind of like doing things on like more or less kind of like in a work basis, and kind of like in a more kind of like in a more stable basis and in a more logical basis. He's very much focused on his work. All right, and then moving on to the third row, you have the Lover's card, the Three of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. This is where I see a bit of like momentum, like proper momentum. With the Lover's card and Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, like maybe maybe around this time he could be taking a bit of like break from work, or maybe the other members are kind of like doing solo projects, so he has kind of like some time to kind of like focus on himself. And this is the moment I kind of like see that like him and this other person, he or she, kind of like, you know, spending more time with Jungkook and kind of like having a bit more romance and a bit more momentum in their connection. Again, like maybe kind of like they could like, you know, go on to like some parties and stuff, like mutual birthday parties or mutual weddings and stuff. Like maybe this is where they're kind of like spending some time, or kind of like meeting this person. So like I said, I don't know if he's dating someone, so I'm gonna say whatever I kind of like see. So if he's dating someone, maybe he is going to like some parties and stuff, or kind of like some mutual friends things, and this is where he's meeting this person and kind of like they have a bit of like momentum because they're both spending time together, and he has a bit of like break from work because maybe Big Hit is kind of like focused on the other members, or BTS just overall is kind of like taking small breaks. If he's overall single this year, like I said, first row, he doesn't know what is it that he's hoping or what is it that he wants out of a connection. Second row, he's very much focused on like doing a lot of activities, and he's still kind of like in this overall overthinking energy. There are some days where maybe he's like, okay, no, I kind of feel like I want this, but then he's kind of like back to this like analysis paralysis energy. Third row, it's like maybe going to like some like mutual friends weddings, mutual friends parties and stuff, like something related to like some friends or family, that where he meets someone, he meets a person and he kind of like connects with this person, and it's kind of like in the beginning stages where he's kind of like talking to them and kind of like getting to know them. So this can go 2 ways. Either he's single, or if he's like dating someone, this is kind of like the energy. It's like he met this person and they're kind of like spending more time, and it's like there is finally some momentum. If he's single, it's like he met this person around this, like, you know, social gathering of like a mutual friend and stuff, and he's kind of like getting to know this person on a more friendlier level, kind of like in a more acquaintance level. Then this row, I honestly don't like this card when it comes to love readings, because this is the magician card. To me personally, is kind of like a very kind of like in a very player type of vibe. Obviously I'm not calling him a player, but this card itself is a very, like, you know, player type of like energy, kind of like has that player type of vibe. So I'm not very fond of this card overall. But anyways, so in the last row you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, and the Eight of Wands, and the overall card is the Four of Swords. So I feel like overall energy this year for him overall is basically kind of like he's taking a breather, honestly. Like whatever his position is, like his status is, whether he's currently seeing or currently in a connection with someone, whether he's single, the energy is very much same. It's like he's taking a breather from everything. If the connection is there, it's there. He's not giving too much, he's not going the extra mile. Or if he's single right now, he's kind of like not that much focused on love. He's kind of like just relaxing, kind of like just vibing and just doing his own thing. All right, so that's kind of like the overall energy. At the end of the deck, which I'm assuming is kind of like the end of the year energy, so I want to say maybe November, December, October time ish energy, is this is when I think everything kind of like works out perfectly for him in terms of his love life, or at least it's kind of like the universe finally is kind of like coming in and it's kind of like giving him something more stable. But nonetheless, I feel like with these two cards, I feel like maybe unexpectedly he kind of like, you know, kind of like maybe gets something, or kind of like, you know, finds someone that kind of like, you know, brings out something in him, like he is having a good time with this person. So I definitely see that here. It's like the end of the year is when universe is finally kind of like giving a bit more momentum, and the energy is kind of like finally aligning a bit more for this, like for him. So yeah, that's what I kind of like see for him. Overview and summary again is like I see whatever his status is this year, he is definitely going to kind of like vibe and just do his own things. If it's writing songs, if it's kind of like producing, or kind of like just doing his activities, he's kind of like just doing that, and whatever other time he's doing, he's just vibing and just doing his own stuff. If he's in a connection, it's gonna kind of like have like ups and downs. There are gonna be some good moments and some, like, you know, meetups here and there, some like regular dates, some good moments for them. If he's not seeing someone right now, it's like because in the beginning I kind of like saw that he doesn't know what is it that he wants out of a connection, and because of that he's not manifesting or kind of like hoping for something. And with the Magician card, it's like finally with the Wheel of Fortune at the end, it kind of like finally said that in the end it's like the universe is finally giving him something unexpectedly. So whether he's seeing someone and he's currently in a connection with someone, unexpectedly maybe they kind of like finally get into this like passion energy and they're spending more time together. If he's not dating someone, like finally he kind of like meets someone that kind of like is on his level, or he kind of like connects with this person really well. So that's like the time frame I kind of like saw for him. Once again, the November and December is kind of like just an assumption because it was like the end of at the end of the row. But yeah, that's what I kind of like see. Let's pull some romance angels to kind of like summarize the reading. That was a shot. Okay, so make the effort. Finances and career. One more card. Healing family issues. Okay, so make the effort, finances and career, and healing family issues. The first thing is making the effort. Like I said, I feel like he's like not necessarily doing anything at the moment, kind of like, you know, just chilling by himself and kind of like just very much focused on his finances and career. So whether he's in a connection or whether he's kind of like single at the moment, there needs to be an emphasis, there needs to be some action that he has to take in order to kind of like make this a bit more solid, which he isn't doing, and is very much focused on his love life. He may have like dated someone last year or maybe previous years, or like there has like some trauma that he has. This could be like family related trauma, or this could be like ex related traumas that he also kind of like needs to heal, and hence because of that there is like this energy where he's just not putting that much effort, and there needs to be an effort that he has to do in order to gain something out of this, which he isn't necessarily doing at the moment. Very soon, this is the front of the deck, very soon, clearly decide what you want, and so it comes to you now. So very self-explanatory. I feel like there needs to be an effort, there needs to be something that he finally kind of like realizes, whether it's like dating, whether it's kind of like, I guess, making the effort towards this person. He needs to do it in order to gain something, and once he kind of like figures that out, things are gonna move forward for him. So this is kind of like just giving a summary of, I guess, the tarot cards. So this is what I see, guys, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. Let me know if you have any requests, and if you like the new setup, if you want me to kind of like, you know, do any other BTS members, or any type of specific videos that you want me to do. I'm always open for it. I will be doing like, I will be experimenting with like different series very soon, like maybe kind of like doing, I don't know, K-pop conspiracies, like other type of videos as well, so tune out for that as well. And once again, like, please do like and subscribe if you're new on my channel. It will really mean a lot to me. And yeah, if you have any other things, please feel free to comment that down below. I'm always excited to hear from you guys. I do like all my comments. I reply to most of the comments as well. So yeah, guys, thank you once again, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care. Bye bye.